So welcome. We are starting our third International Space Elevator Conference of what I will call the new era. We had a gap of several years after having them for many years in a row. And the last 2 years, previous 2 years, we had an in-person conference in Chicago. And this one, of course, is virtual. So welcome everybody. I see lots of new faces. That's great. And also some familiar ones. So let's get started. For those of you who are new to Space Elevator Consortium, let me just talk about what we do and who we are, and then I'll start off the conference with some details about how we're going to run it. So we promote the construction of space elevators. We identify technologies that need to be developed. We encourage investors to fund development, which is a big deal these days. We also expand and preserve the space elevator knowledge base. So we have several research projects that we have done over the past 13, 14 years now, and we have ongoing projects now, studies as well. And a lot of this work has been published in journals and proceedings. So we're making a serious contribution to the literature in the field. We also have a substantial education component in ISEC. We have students and intern programs. We do outreach to schools and community groups and authors. And we speak at space conferences and the ISEC annual conference, of course. We are a 501c3, so we are a nonprofit. We want to advance science and engineering. We have a board of directors. ISEC was originally conceived as a consortium, so an association of individuals and research groups and companies. And it has been going on for, Pete, how long has it been going on? I forget exactly when it was established.
I was thinking about 2006 to 8, somewhere right around in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we have right now more than 100 members worldwide. These consist of professionals and students and space enthusiasts. So they may be professionals in other areas, but in this area, they're just interested in space elevators, so they contribute. More than 900 subscribers to our monthly newsletter. So we have a lot of a following there. We have 12 associates, and what associates are organizations and companies who support the idea of a space elevator, and we agree to support one another. These organizations include the British Interplanetary Society and the National Space Society, Nixine Publishing, and most recently, the World Space Elevator Competition. I'll say a little bit more about that later. So we have a pretty good membership. We would certainly like you to join if you're not also a member. So we have $50 per year professional membership, $25 per year for students. And if you want your whole family involved, that's really quite a bargain. So $95 a year. Sign up at this URL. So it really does help if you sign up. We don't think the dues are very large, but they help us to put on conferences like this. Also, to provide stipends for interns, establish monetary prizes for academic challenges, and of course, to continue research into space elevators. Over the last year, we've done a lot. Every year, we seem to have a lot of people doing a lot of things. The Apex Anchor study was completed. If you want to see the studies, go to that URL, and they're all there. We had the Pete Swan went to IAC 2024 in Milan, and a lot of us went to ISDC this year in Orlando. So we represent ISEC at many conferences. We have 2 ongoing studies right now. So this is the climber power study. How do we get power to the climber? And the space elevator simulation. You'll hear more about both of these in the coming talks. We just completed the summer intern projects. So they have now sent in their reports and will be receiving a stipend for their efforts. We have a couple of members who are National Space Society space ambassadors. So they're the people who go out and talk to communities and schools and spread the word about space elevators. We also have a rather interesting new function as of a couple of years ago. Some of us are alpha and beta readers for science fiction involving space elevators. And we're going to hear from a space elevator science fiction author in a coming talk. And we have a new associate. So I mentioned WSPEC, the World Space Elevator Competition. They want to set up space elevator competitions. There have been such things around the world in the past, and we would like a concerted effort to gather up all the people who have been involved in this and to start getting these projects going again to encourage development of tether material, climbers, power beaming, and so on and so forth. Now, that's all I have for the introduction. Let me just say a little bit about the conference and then we'll go on. So we have about 23 talks over 2 days. We planned for 20 minutes each. So each speaker will have 15 minutes and 5 minutes for questions. We'll have one break and one discussion period each day. So we have a little bit of time to go get something to eat and also to discuss at the end anything at all that comes to your mind. The schedule, if you want to go follow along, is at this URL under our events page. There will be a conference proceedings. So I'm asking all the speakers to submit a write-up of your talk. We're thinking 4 to 5 double column pages. And that includes figures. Once I get them all, I'll start working on the proceedings. As last year, I think I got it done by the early part of 2025, so you can expect the proceedings in 2026. And if you want to see what last year's proceedings look like, you can go to that URL, have a look. So this conference is obviously virtual, but we are certainly happy to have in-person conferences. The main key here is that we find someone who is local. That is, if you would like to sponsor a conference in your area, please let us know. Get in contact with us so you can host it and we can provide some help. But it's always, I think, a really good thing to have an in-person conference, especially if we can find somebody who has some connections and can find out good conference facilities.